Hello friends, today we are going to study chapter 15 Natural Phenomena of book SciWise, a course book of science by Navneet Publications. What are the focus on this chapter? In this chapter, the book offers and explains the phenomena caused due to difference in pressure and temperature. It illustrates how science and technology can help to improve the quality of human life. Uses scientific vocabulary to communicate science accurately in oral and written form and through visual representation. Now, let's get started with the get ready exercise in the starting of the chapter. Some natural phenomena cause huge damage to life and property. These are called natural disasters. Can you identify these natural phenomena with the help of the clues given? First, storms in which strong winds are accompanied by heavy rainfall, thunder, and lightning. What is the answer? You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. The answer is thunder. Our second, a violent storm that is accompanied by circular winds, heavy rainfall, and tidal waves. You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. The answer is cyclone. Next question. A narrow funnel shaped column of air rotating at very high speed. You have 5 seconds to answer. Time's up. The answer is tornado. Huge sparks produced due to the movement of water droplets. You have 5 seconds to. Time's up. The answer is lightning. Next question. A sudden violent shaking of the ground. You have 5. Time's up. The answer is earthquake. Next question is name two most recent cyclones that occurred in India. Please comment this answer. Name any two safety measures to be taken during a cyclone. Please comment this answer too. Moving on, we have reached the introduction of the chapter. A natural phenomena is an event that occurs naturally and cannot be controlled by humans. As the name suggests, a natural phenomena occurs naturally and cannot be controlled or caused by humans. Some examples are thunderstorms, cyclones, tornado, lightning, and so on. Some natural phenomena can be extremely destructive. For example, the Indian Ocean tsunami, which occurred in 2004, was destructive and it resulted in the loss of 230,000 lives and affected millions. Next topic is lightning. Let us learn about natural phenomena such as lightning, earthquake, and so on in detail. In this chapter, we are going to study about two natural phenomena which are lightning and earthquake. Now let's study about lightning. Lightning is a bright flash of electricity produced by a thunderstorm. Did you know that lightning kills and injures more people each year than hurricanes and tornadoes? Lightning is one of nature's most recurrent phenomena. Around the world, there are 3 million lightning flashes every day. During the 17,000s, lightning was a major cause of fires. Back to the definition of lightning. What is lightning? Lightning is a bright flash of electricity produced by a thunderstorm. Now, this definition is important as you can be asked in your exam for 2 or 3 marks to define lightning. Next is a fun fact about lightning. Well, I'm not sure about fun, but it's a fact. Did you know that lightning kills and injures more people each year than hurricanes or tornadoes? We'll know why after we read after we read the next two lines. Lightning is one of nature's most recurrent phenomena, which means that lightning occurs frequently, or lightning is a phenomena of lightning is a natural phenomena, so it is nature's phenomena. Now the phenomena of lightning occurs repeatedly and frequently. Around the world, there are around over 3 million lightning flashes every day. Now we know why lightning kills and injures more people each year than hurricanes and tornadoes, because it is really frequent. And after doing the math, I think that the estimate would be that every second lightning 30 lightning flashes 35 times. So every time you blink, lightning flashes 35 times, because but we are not sure, it's just an average approximate. So because of lightning's frequency, many people uh, many people die and get injured due to lightning, and this is the reason lightning was a major cause of fires during the 17,000s. Why? We'll know. During the 17,000s, the houses were made of wood and would easily catch fire when struck by lightning. Hence, lightning was the source of most naturally occurring fires. So, during the 17,000s, houses were not made of iron and cement but rather wood. And we all know that wood is a combustible substance which catches fire easily. It is actually, we have studied in our chapter about combustible substances that inflammable substances are which catch fire easily. But we can't say the same about wood because it could be misleading. So wood is a combustible substance, and we know that the temperature produced by lightning is more no, I think not the temperature produced by lightning, but the temperature of lightning is 6 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Mind you, we are talking about the surface of the sun and not the core. For example, this is a sun, this is the crust, like we don't know about crust, but earth has crust, so this could be the surface, not crust. So this, we can see the outer lining or the thinnest layer of sun is the surface of the sun, and the temperature of lightning is 6 times hotter than the surface of the sun. But the core of the sun, which is in the middle of the sun, is really hot, and the core of the sun is hotter than the surface of the sun. Unnecessary information. And since the temperature of lightning is 6 times the surface of the sun, wood was born to catch fire when it was struck by lightning. That's why lightning was a major cause of fire, because this is our house and it is made of wood. Yes, uh, it is made of wood. Yes, yeah, it looks better. It is made of wood, and since that temperature, this is our light. This is lightning, and the temperature of lightning is 6. Now we see that the houses were made of wood, and wood is flammable. And when during thunderstorms, lightning was produced by clouds due to the massive discharge of energy when water droplets, and we know that lightning, this lightning is 6 times hotter than sun's surface. So, and wood is flammable, so obviously when the lightning strikes the wooden house, the house which catch fire, and it will burn. It will lead to the loss of property as well as life. That's why lightning was a leading cause of fires, and still more people die due to electricity, lightning, lightning strikes than tornadoes or hurricanes. That's the reason. I hope you have understood. Next, in the year 1752, a scientist called Benjamin Franklin. Now you may remember this person because he is the chosen one. Yes, the the chosen one. Yes, he is the man who lived. So how? It's a really interesting piece of information which you should immediately study, cause it would be mean if I hide this information from you and tell you later. So what happened is that when Benjamin Franklin conducted the kite experiment, he was not the first one. Many others also performed. Many other scientists performed the same kite experiment, but got electrocuted. But he was the one who survived the kite experiment, meaning he was a chosen one. Yes. Back to our topic. So, this man called Benjamin Franklin, in which year? Now, the year is really important. You must remember this year of. You must remember the year in which the chosen one conducted the experiment. 1752. Never forget this year. In 1752, a scientist called Benjamin Franklin conducted the famous kite flying experiment and demonstrated the connection between lightning and electricity, discussed later in the chapter. He established that lightning is not a result of fury of gods, as was believed earlier, but merely a massive discharge of static electricity. To understand the phenomena of lightning in detail, we need to first understand the concept of electric charge. So he conducted a famous kite flying experiment in which I'll tell you what happened. This is Benjamin Franklin, yes. And we also have to add some white hair. This is Benjamin Franklin. You can see his white hair and the stickman representation of him, and the sign to say show that he lived the kite experiment. So in this experiment, and this is this is the Leyden jar, and this is the thread of the kite. No, much better. So he was holding this part from his hand. This part of actually it was a metal part, not the part of the kite. He was holding the kite from his hand, and where is the mark of the chosen one? Wait, chosen one, the man who lived. Yeah, this mark will show that he lived. This is his kite, and we got to decorate the little kite, because it's fun. Yes, this is the key. It is a metal key, so that the discharge, so that the electric charge can travel from this wire to here. And this part of the silk wire, mind you, this is a silk wire. This part of the silk thread was wet, while this one was dry. Yes, so that he doesn't get the shock. And he is flying his beautiful kite. And suddenly, Lightning strikes him. I'm removing his the man who lived mark, cause that's not the part where he'll get the mark. This is lightning. So he was flying his kite, pretty kite, and lightning struck his kite. Then what happened? Uh, yes. So this part of the kite was wet. So this the wet silk thread carried the electric charge from the kite to the key. Now at the key, the charge traveled from the key to the metal wire, and from the metal wire to the Leyden jar. What is this Leyden jar? So this thing was used this thing was used to store electric charge. So he conducted this experiment in order to show that wait, he has to get his mark. Ah yes, the mark. Now that's fine. So lightning struck his kite. Then from the kite it traveled to the wet silk wire. From the wet silk wire it traveled to the metal key. From the metal key it traveled to the wire. And to the wire it traveled to the Leyden jar where the electric charge was stored. But he didn't get this electric shock. Why? Because this part of the silk wire was dry. So that the electricity could not travel to him. He was a smart person and he got the mark. Okay, this was the kite experiment in brief. So we know what happened. He conducted the famous kite flying experiment, demonstrated the connection between lightning and electricity, established that lightning is not a result of fury of gods. Now stored sorry when he stored the lightning the electricity of the lightning in the Leyden jar to show to others that it was not a result of God's fury but merely a discharge of static electricity, a massive discharge. To understand the phenomena of lightning in detail, we need to first understand the concept of electric charge. So first, before understanding the concept of electric charge, we'll read the Get It Right and It's a Fact. Get it right and it's a fact. Get it right? There is a myth that says lightning never strikes twice. So it is said a myth because it's not true, it's false. Lightning can in fact strike at the same place many times. Next, it's a fact. Lightning is very hot. It is nearly 6 times hotter than the surface of the sun. Okay, I didn't know this additional information. I also read the chapter before telling you. Okay, so we read the Get It Right and It's a Fact part. Now, currently I'm your teacher or your tutor. So, I'm asking you all if you have ever faced any kind of natural disaster and how did you tackle it at that moment. So I'm asking you, have you ever faced any kind of natural disaster, and if you did, how did you deal with that disaster at the time? Feel free to comment it in the comment box. Now, to understand how lightning occurs, we need to understand electric charge. Let us understand the concept of electric charge charge through the following activities. First, activities. Now mind you, these activities are really important and they often come in exams. In exam there might be a 3 marker or 4 marker question, or maybe even 5 marker question that will ask you to explain the concept of charge through an electricity. So Please learn the activities, and make sure you, if you can, then make sure you perform them so that you have a better understanding of these activities, so that you can write them in your examination if you are asked. Thank you. What is the aim of our activity? To understand the behavior of charged objects. What are charged objects? Charged objects are objects which have charge. What are the materials required to conduct this electricity? I think you can, in fact, conduct this activity. You can conduct this activity to have a deeper understanding of the concept. Used ballpoint pen. So we all have a used ballpoint pen. Second, polythene. Third, small pieces of paper. So what do we have to do? Procedure. Step 1. Scatter little bits of paper on a table. This is our table, okay? Sorry for my bad drawing. This is our table. Now scatter little bits of paper on a table. We got a table? Well, they didn't mention that we need a table in the materials. Don't worry, I'll write. Materials required: ballpoint pen, polythene, small pieces of paper, and a table. Okay? Now scatter little bits of paper. So these are little bits of paper. Okay, we have a lot of paper. Second step, take a ballpoint pen. This is our ballpoint pen. This is a pen. I hope you can see this is the tip of the pen. This is a pen. Tip of the pen of. Oh, I am really bad at drawing. It's okay. It's okay. I hope you all can understand. This is a pen. Rub it vigorously with a piece of polythene. Piece of polythene. This is a piece of polythene. I know polythene is not yellow or blue colored. It's translucent. Most of the time it's translucent, but we don't have polythene, and I can't draw polythene with the available color options. So this is polythene. Okay, this is polythene. This is polythene. Now we have to rub the ballpoint pen vigorously, rapidly, too much, at the polythene. So we are gonna rub the pen at the polythene. Sure. This is how I make. We are rubbing the pen. Now we have rubbed the pen without touching the rubbed side of the pen. Now I rubbed this pen. We can see here too. Oh, I didn't need to draw the diagram. Sorry. We rubbed the back side of the pen, ballpoint pen. So I also rubbed the back side of the ballpoint pen. Okay, cool. Now, without touching the rubbed side of the pen, now that you have rubbed this side of the pen, do not touch it. Do not touch it. I repeat, do not touch it. Do not touch it. Okay? You can see the warning sign. Without touching the rough side of the pen, bring it closer to the pieces of paper. So when you bring the rough side of the pen without touching it closer to the small bits of paper, what happens? Note what happens. You have to write what happens. Observation. You will note that the pieces of paper are attracted towards the pen. In this diagram we can see some pieces of paper laying and some pieces are attracted to the rub side of the ballpoint pen. What is the conclusion? Why does this happen? The ballpoint pen acquires a small charge on rubbing with the polythene and attracted the pieces of paper. So when you rub, it attracts a small charge, and it acquires a charge. And when you bring this charged part of the pen closer to the small bits of paper, they are attracted to the pen. Okay, that's it. That's it in the activity. Now our second activity is scatter bits of paper on a table. Oh my god, again pieces of paper. Collect the objects and the materials listed in the table. Rub the object. So collect the objects and the materials listed in the table: balloon, steel spoon, comb, and pencil, woolen cloth, two woolen cloth, two silk cloth. Okay, joking. Only one woolen cloth, only one silk cloth. Rub the object with the mentioned materials and note if they attract the pieces of paper. Fill the column in the table as per your observations. So, first, you have to collect a